You know what's weird about finding out you have magical powers? It's not the magic part that messes with your head. It's realizing that everyone you trust has been lying to you your entire life. You're up early, sweetheart. How was your study group yesterday? Study group. Right. Because spending the night in an alternate dimension learning to weave shadows totally counts as homework. It was illuminating. Learned a lot about balance. Light and dark, you know? That's good, Kira. Balance is important in everything. The way my parents looked at each other in that moment told me everything. Darian was right. They knew. We need to talk. All of us. About shadows and light, and why you've been lying to me for 17 years. Oh, Kira. We hoped. We prayed this day would never come. How much do you know? I know I'm something called a bridge walker. I know I can travel between dimensions and manipulate shadows. And I know you both have been pretending to be normal while I've been going crazy thinking I was some kind of freak. We need to talk. All of us. About shadows and light, and why you've been lying to me for 17 years. My mom, my normal PTA meeting grocery shopping mom used to fly. And I was a shadow weaver. Not powerful like Darian, but skilled enough. I could walk between shadows, hide in darkness, see through illusions. So what, you two were like magical Romeo and Juliet? Star-crossed lovers from warring dimensions? Something like that. We met during a diplomatic mission, back when the councils still tried to communicate. We fell in love, and when the war escalated, we chose each other over our people. We came to the human world, suppressed our powers, tried to build a normal life. But you couldn't suppress mine. You started moving shadows when you were 3, creating light patterns when you were 5. We taught you it was just imagination, hoping you'd never be strong enough to attract their attention. We were wrong. I needed air. Space to think. The last thing I expected was to find Gabriel waiting by my locker like some kind of magical guidance counselor. Kira, we need to talk. Are you here to capture me? Because I should warn you, I've been practicing. I'm here to offer you a choice. A real one. Not the half-truths the Shadow Council feeds you. Walk with me. Please. Against my better judgment, I followed him. Maybe it was curiosity, or maybe part of me wanted to hear what the other side had to say. Your parents told you about their past? Some of it. Enough to know that nothing in my life has been real. Their love was real. Their desire to protect you was real. But they couldn't protect you from what you are. The Shadow Council wants to use you to merge the realms permanently. They think balance means chaos. Light and shadow mix together, until neither exists purely. And what do the Light Keepers want? Stability. Order. A world where people don't have to fear creatures of shadow stealing their children in the night. Like the shadow sprites I saved. Those terrifying, glowing butterfly things. Not all shadow creatures are evil, I'll grant you that. But the power that creates them corrupts everything it touches. Even you, Kira. What do you mean? Haven't you noticed? Using shadow magic feels good, doesn't it? Intoxicating. Each time you use it, you want more. That's how it starts. He wasn't wrong. Every time I wove shadows, there was a rush, a feeling of power that was almost addictive. But that didn't make it evil. Did it? I can teach you to use your light powers instead. Channel the same energy but purify it. Make it safe. And in exchange, help us seal the barriers permanently. End the war by making sure shadow magic can never threaten our world again. My phone buzzed. A text from my friend Jess, asking about homework. So normal. So ordinary. For a moment, I wanted nothing more than to go back to worrying about chemistry tests instead of the fate of 2 worlds. Light magic isn't about commanding or asking. It's about becoming a conduit for something greater than yourself. Gabriel's training was completely different from Vera's, where shadow magic felt like dancing with a partner. Light magic felt like singing in a choir. Feel the warmth in your chest. That's your light core. Everyone has one, but bridgewalkers can access it consciously. It's beautiful. It feels like sunshine on your face, but from the inside. Exactly. Now, try to create a simple barrier. Just a shield of light between your hands. The light responded immediately, forming a golden disk that pulsed with gentle warmth. It was nothing like the living, almost sentient shadows I was used to working with. This is so much easier than shadow magic. Why didn't anyone teach me this first? Because light magic requires discipline, structure. Shadow magic gives you power quickly, but light magic gives you control. Now try healing. Place your hands on this wilted plant. Under my touch, the dying flower straightened, its petals brightening to vibrant yellow. I was creating life, nurturing instead of just manipulating. I could get used to this. That's what worries me. Both light and shadow can be addictive, Kira. The key is knowing when not to use either. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Gabriel's words, about the choice I had to make. Light or shadow, order or chaos. But what if there was a third option? I held up my hands in the darkness of my room. In my left palm, I called shadows. Cool, responsive, alive. In my right, I summoned light, warm, steady, pure. Then I did something neither Vera nor Gabriel had taught me. I brought them together. The result was indescribable. Not light or shadow, but something in between. Something balanced. It felt like sunrise and sunset happening at the same time. Kira, you need to come to the Shadowlands immediately. There's been an attack. What kind of attack? Lightkeepers raided the sanctuary. They took Echo. The sanctuary was in ruins. What had been a peaceful grove where shadow creatures lived safely was now scorched earth and broken crystal trees. They came without warning. Took 12 of our youngest, including your little friend. This is what trusting Lightkeepers gets you. They're all the same. Destroy what they don't understand. Gabriel wouldn't do this. He's trying to find a peaceful solution. Gabriel may be more reasonable than most, but he still follows orders. And his superiors have decided that negotiation time is over. Kira, you shouldn't be here. It's not safe. Where is Echo, Gabriel? The shadow creatures are being held for examination. We need to understand how they're created, how to prevent more from... They're not things to be examined. Echo is my friend. Kira, you're letting your emotions cloud your judgment. These creatures may seem innocent, but they're made of pure shadow magic. They could turn dangerous at any moment. 60 years those sprites have lived in peace. 60 years of harming no one, helping lost travelers, singing to comfort children's nightmares. But because they're made of shadow, they must be evil. I'm offering you one last chance, Kira. Come with me now. Help us end this war the right way. Or stay with us and learn to balance both sides of your nature. Don't let them force you to choose between parts of yourself. Standing there, between the two sides of a war I never asked to be part of, I realized something. They were both right, and they were both wrong. I'm not choosing sides anymore. I'm choosing friends. And right now, my friend needs help. Gabriel, you can come with me to rescue Echo and the others, or you can get out of my way. But I'm not abandoning innocent creatures just because someone decided they're too dangerous to exist. Kira, if I help you with this, there's no going back. My superiors will consider me a traitor. Then I guess you need to decide what's more important, following orders or doing what's right. As Gabriel looked between me and the destruction around us, I saw something change in his eyes. Maybe it was doubt about his cause, or maybe it was hope that there could be another way. Where are they being held? The Citadel of Pure Light. It's a fortress that exists between dimensions, nearly impossible to breach. Good thing I specialize in impossible. But as I prepared to attempt the most dangerous rescue mission of my very short magical career, I couldn't shake the feeling that saving Echo was just the beginning. Because in the distance, something ancient was stirring, drawn by all the magical energy we'd been throwing around. What was that? Something that should have stayed sleeping. Kira, your combined power. It's waking things that were locked away for good reason. Next time on the Shadowbound Chronicles, we infiltrate the Citadel of Pure Light. Gabriel chooses his side once and for all, and I discover that some ancient evils were imprisoned for very good reasons. The Bridgewalker stirs the old powers. Yes, soon, the void hunger will feed again.